When we think of extinction events, one usually comes to mind. The one that took out the dinosaurs. Giant asteroid, sky turns black, end credits roll. But what if I told you that wasn't even close to being the worst one? Because there was an extinction so brutal, so prolonged, and so complete that scientists didn't just give it a name, they gave it a nickname. It's called the Great Dying. And it's not just Earth's most devastating extinction. It's the kind of event that makes you glad you weren't alive. And today, we're diving headfirst into the most painful extinction in Earth's history. Let's rewind the clock to 252 million years ago. At the end of the Permian period, the world looked very different. One giant landmass called Pangaea, surrounded by a mega ocean named Panthalassa, and a mix of bizarre creatures roaming both land and sea. Everything was thriving, and then everything wasn't. In a geologic blink of an eye, 90 to 96% of marine species and 70% of land vertebrates just vanished. Entire ecosystems wiped clean. Coral reefs disappeared, forests collapsed, food chains were shredded from the bottom up. And unlike the quick dinosaur-ending asteroid, this took hundreds of thousands of years to fully unfold. Slow death, brutal pain, and global collapse. Welcome to the Permian-Triassic extinction event. So, what the hell happened? Short answer, volcanoes. Long answer, the Siberian traps. These weren't your average oopsie eruptions. We're talking millions of cubic kilometers of lava spilling across what is now Russia, forming a region of volcanic rock the size of Western Europe. But the lava wasn't even the worst part. These eruptions pumped out CO2, methane, and sulfur dioxide like Earth was trying to manufacture its own death. What followed was a domino chain of horrors. Skyrocketing global temperatures, acid rain that poisoned plants and turned lakes into acid baths, ocean acidification that dissolved marine life from the inside. Oxygen levels dropped so low animals literally suffocated on land and in water. And to top it off, ozone damage may have let in deadly UV radiation, frying anything that survived. This wasn't just climate change, this was full-blown biospheric collapse. Let's take a moment to honor the casualties. Trilobites, gone. After surviving for 270 million years, these armored sea bugs finally met their match. Giant amphibians, most wiped out. Early coral reefs, annihilated. Entire groups of insects. The only time in Earth's history where insects took a major hit. Therapsids, our own distant ancestors. Some survived, barely. Basically, if you weren't incredibly lucky or ridiculously adaptable, you were dead. Somehow, life found a way. A few survivors crawled out of the mess, including small reptiles, burrowing synapsids, and weird creatures like Lystrosaurus, a pig-sized herbivore with a face only evolution could love. These weren't the strongest, they were the luckiest. They could handle heat, they could survive on little oxygen, and many of them dug underground, hiding from the apocalypse that had consumed the surface world. And from this wreckage came the seeds of the age of dinosaurs. Let's run the stats one more time. Over 90% of all life wiped out. Ecosystems took 5 to 10 million years to recover. Earth's atmosphere, oceans, and climate all permanently changed. Even coal formation paused because the forests were gone. Compare that to the asteroid that ended the dinosaurs. That killed only about 75% of species, and recovery happened much faster. In short, the Great Dying wasn't just the worst extinction, it was Earth's reboot button.